It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show, and on this episode, we're going in here. We're going to go look for some records. There's going to be some 50-cent records, dollar records. I'm going to bring them all to the table to show you good people out there. All right, let's go in and see what we find. Good morning. It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. It is Sunday, and it's time for the show. And on this episode, we're going to do new finds. That's right, new finds. The Big Six. That's what I'm calling it, the Big Six. And we're also doing some thrifting this week. A lot of thrifting. Went to Carolina Foothills Elderly Care Resale Shop. That's right, where all records were a nickel. You can't beat a nickel. They're giving them away there. And went to Habitat for Humanity Restore. And I went to the old Goodwill. That's right. And I got a couple things in the mail. I also went up and seen Deadwax Records. That's right. Deadwax Records up in Lenoir, North Carolina. And I got a couple things up there. And yeah, let's kick this thing off. I don't know where to start. I got so much, Just very fortunate. Thank you for all my new subscribers as well. This is the North Carolina Vinyl Picker, aka Big Chief. That's right. And I'm just glad to be here and to bring records to the table every week to show all you fine people out there. So cheers. That's what a lot of people say nowadays. I don't know. First off, let's go to Deadwax Records. That's right. We took a trip up there. And it's always nice to get up there. And we found a new place to have lunch while we're there. Michael Walden Noranda, Garden of Love Light. I've been looking for this album for quite a while. And he had $8 on it. So I thought that was a fair price. And it has a bunch of people on here that you might recognize. If I can get to the inner sleeve here. Let me get to the inner sleeve. And I'll explain a little bit better who's on this. Carlos Santana, you might know that guy. Jeff Beck, and David Sanchez. If you don't know David Sanchez, he played with Peter Gabriel on keyboard. And he's also made several jazz fusion albums. They're fantastic. So if you're into jazz fusion, you might want to get into David Sanchez or listen to him on Peter Gabriel. Some of the tours he did with him. Like I said, Santana's on here, Jeff Beck, and there's Tommy Bolin. You might know Tommy Bolin. He's on here. This whole kind, Michael Gibbs, and Alfonso Johnson. That's right. So there's lots of people on this record. And that's what drew me to it. And he has a connection with a jazz outfit that Phil Collins was with Brand X as well. So there you go. So the album is good, but when the vocals kick in, it's like, I much want to go ahead and scratch that thing off of there. But there's only a couple vocal tracks, maybe one on one side and one on the other side. Other than that, it's a album that is instrumental. And how about this one? I was glad to get this. This was a record store behemoth. 3 album set, 6-sided. Joni Mitchell, live with the LA Express, 1976 tour. That'd be the year I graduated high school. That's right. And no, I didn't get to see her on this tour. Wish I had. Never got to see Joni. Would have been nice, It would have been nice if I'd seen Pat Metheny too, as well. I've been watching a lot of videos out there of a YouTuber. His name is Morton Astad. And if you like music from like the Style Council and British pop and stuff like that, he's your man, because he listened to all that stuff over there in Norway. And watching his videos got me in seeing some of the views and stuff. And he goes over to Sweden. He comes back over to Norway. Back in the 70s, when I was an early vinyl picker, Big Chief, wasn't a Big Chief then, but I went on a trip overseas to the North Atlantic, and I went to Christiansand, Norway. We went there, and we went to Copenhagen, Denmark, Amsterdam, Antwerp, Belgium. We hit all those ports over there, and we also went to Lisbon, Portugal. Fantastic trip. I have lots of pictures from those back in those early days of me being a young sailor, and I'm going to put a few in here just to show you what that area kind of looks like. Give you a little, in case you want to go over there. I'm sure you can go on a phone nowadays and just find it in 2 seconds, but this was actual photos that I took, so they're kind of special to me, and I'm going to add them in here for Morton. So here we go. These are the things I picked up in the mail. This is a band, a German band, Symphonic Pictures, and this is their first album, and the band's called SFF, which is Shaky, Furs, and Frawling. And I might have butchered that, but this is their first album on Brain. Fantastic record, just fantastic prog rock. SFF. Well, this is the one I got. This is their second album, and this is the one that came in the mail this week on the Brain. And then after this, I don't think they were on Brain anymore, so they probably fell off, and it was getting towards the end of the 70s, and prog rock was the dinosaur everybody was trying to run away from. SFF. So if you like prog and you don't know, that's another band you need to listen to. I also picked this guy up. Now I like Tomita and Jean-Michel Jarre and Vangelis and a lot of those kind of bands. And someone told me to check out Susumu Yamashita. And I have a couple of his albums with the Steve Winwood and Al Di Meola in the band Go. But he had made some solo records also. Jazz fusion. This is more electronica, I would say. So if you like that type of music, you might want to check him out. This album is very good. It's very mellow, but it's very good. And he has a couple other ones. If I stumble across them, I'll pick them up. Sometimes these are pretty cheap records you can get in the bargain basement. This is a band here that I got into this year more heavily than ever. And the band is called Focus, and they're from Denmark. This one here is At the Rainbow, but it's a different. There's a U.S. release of this, which the cover looks different, of course. And this was the European cover, and these albums you can pick up for like $5. And this is on the Harvest label, but Focus records are very cheap. Some of you out there might know the song Hocus Pocus, like Steve. You might know that one, Hocus Pocus. But that's not what their music's all about. That was like a one-off novelty song. And so their music is incredible. It's very, very much into prog rock, Steve. So you can pick them up cheap, though. Cheap heat. And I did. I got a lot of cheap heat. I'm going to show you here just a minute. I got 3 piles of cheap heat. Museo Rosenbach. This is an album I really don't know a whole lot about. But a lot of people have been telling me to get it. And I got it. And I've been listening to it. And I need to find out more information about this band. I believe it's an Italian prog band. And the Prog Corner highly recommends this one. So you need to check them out. Check out the Prog Corner. Okay, where should I start? Oh my gosh, I'm going to start back at the very beginning. And we're going to go to Goodwill first. So I went over to Goodwill. And wasn't really expecting too much, but I had been in there like a month ago, and I found that Pink Floyd The Wall and a bunch of other records. And then I was in there again after that, and then nothing. And then this time, I ended up finding a few things. So some of these things I've already put in the store, and other things I haven't. So if you're interested in my store, there'll be a link down below in eBay. And this one here is Ernie K. DeVoe, Mother-in-Law. It's probably that song. It goes, Mother-in-Law, boom, 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 like that. Probably sounds something like that, maybe. And this one here, shaving cream, but it doesn't have the picture sleeve for this. And then this guy's name was Benny Bell, and that was an old song that I used to listen to. I used to remember hearing that when I was a kid. And shaving cream, be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always be clean. You know that song? Maybe not. Okay, the McGuire sisters. I believe that was they were an old-timey group, female singers. And this one here came on the the Coral label. But it had the sleeve with it. I thought it was pretty cool, and for a nickel, I'd pick it up. And this is just another sleeve, a Decca sleeve that I found there. And then while I was there, I had 5 CDs, and I don't usually pick up CDs, but if they're sealed up, I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to put them in the store. So I got Nielsen Schmilchen. This is all sealed. This one here is not sealed. It's George Harrison's Brainwashed. That's his last album he did before he passed. And I've sold one of these before, so I figured I'd pick it up. And I put that in the store. Dire Straits, Making Movies. Tracy Chapman, which is a real popular album. I'm surprised no one's bought that yet. And I got 2 here from the Jefferson Starship. This one here is Sunfighter with Cantner and Slick. And this one here is Blows Against the Empire. So those there were pretty cool to pick up, sealed. And they're already in the store. I've already put them in the store. As well as these albums here. Weather Report. This album is called The Domino Theory. I already have a copy of that, so I don't need one. The MCA Sound Conspiracy. It's got bands on here. Wishbone Ash, Fanny Adams, Glass Harp, Jeremiah, Virgil Fox, Family Adams. Oh, I said Family Adams. Who else? I don't know. American Eagle, Chelsea, Melissa. I don't know any of those bands. I know some of these bands, but not all these bands. This one here is in the store. And then a pair of Boss Skaggs albums. Boss Skaggs' Greatest Hits. And The Middleman. The Middleman. Looks like he's having a smoke. So I picked those up at Goodwill. That was a pretty good haul. Wasn't great. Saving the best for last. I went over to the Habitat retail store. Yes, went to the Habitat retail store. Wasn't expecting too much. I went in there, and I always straighten up their records when I'm in there. And they have a really small amount. But this one here looked intriguing. And it was on the Midland International label. Never heard of it. Scott Jacoby. This album just looked kind of cool. And singer-songwriter, probably from the 70s, 75. So I picked it up, and it's worth a little bit of dough. So I put it in the store. We'll see if it sells. It's nothing I would listen to. It's not really up my alley. But this guy here might be up your alley. It's Davy Jones, and he played with a little band called the Monkees at one time. They were a little popular. They were kind of popular back in the 60s. And I picked this album up, and it's really nice. It's minty fresh. Oh, yeah, got minty fresh. Looks like it hadn't been played since the 60s. So I put that in the store. I'm not a huge Monkees fan. No, I'm more of a musical Rosenbach fan. Carolina Foothills Elderly Care Resale Shop. I went over there. I drove over to Forest City, North Carolina. Real small town. And that was the town where I found that album that I took over to Noble. That's right. I sure did. That was the $500 record. But I didn't find a $500 record this time. But I did find was Marty Robbins in the shrink with the price kicker on here. And I've already sold it. That's right. It's going out tomorrow. It's already gone out. So this one here is not for sale any longer. Somebody wanted old Marty. I got this one in the store. Brooke Benton. Old Brooke Benton. These were all nice shape. Ink spots. I don't know much about the ink spots. How about the Disco Duck? Disco Dog. That's right, Disco Duck. Rick Dees. This album here is worth a little money. This album here is worth a whole bunch of money. Blind Blake. Old Blind Blake. That's the Zydeco music. Is it Zydeco? something like Calypso music. And there's only one copy in Discogs for sale. And there's last time it sold a little bit high. So if you're interested, Blind Blake, look in eBay. You'll find my copy in there. Dolly and Kenny, Christmas album. Right now we're Christmas in July, right? Almost August. Lauren Green, The Man. That's right, The Man. Lauren Green, Bonanza, from all you people out there. This album here, I thought would be worth picking up, and it ain't worth nothing, but it's probably going to go in the store. This Is My World, Edmund Rose. It's a nice picture on the front there, glossy. It's an import, but it ain't worth much, but it's okay. Probably a nice sounding record. This is just I forget what you used to call these things, but it's Bronco Billy. That's right. This is just the cover though. The album's not in there, but the girl said I could have it, so I'll put it with my other Clint Eastwood records, and maybe someday I'll find it. Maybe I'll find old Bronco Billy. Merry Christmas, old Bing Crosby. That's right, old Bing Crosby. This album was pretty clean. This album goes for some good money, and yeah, somebody will pick that up for Christmas. How about some Kenny? How about some Kenny Rogers? These were all nickel. I'm going to tell you how I got them for a nickel here in just a minute. And I was told by somebody to make sure and pick up the Deutsche Grammophon records. Whenever I see one, pick them up. People love them. They sound incredible. How about Mike Post, the Rockford Files guy? He wrote the soundtrack he wrote the song for the soundtrack for the Rockford Files, and it's on side 2. First song on side 2, Rockford Files. Plus his other songs. He used to write songs for TV shows, I believe. This one here, Boots by Nancy. It was worth picking up just for Nancy, but the album is toast. It was pretty dark in there in that thrift store, so I really couldn't see it well. But when I got it home and looked at it, oh my God, this is going in the bad pile. Conway Twitty, old Conway. This one here was a nickel, and it's in the shrink, and it's in the store. And how about sound effects? I was looking forward to this because it has the bosun pipes on here from the Navy. Turn 2, heave around, side boys, secure or pipe down, and chow down. But when I opened up the record, it's American military marches. It's not the same record. So I should have looked. And what do you do when you buy records for a nickel? You need to pull them out and look and see what the heck's in there. Apparently I didn't. But I like the record. Its sound effects is pretty cool. If I had it, which I don't. So maybe next time. 18 minutes. Boy, I've just been rambling. I got nothing else to talk about. That's everything. So hope you enjoyed the show. And if you stayed this long, God bless you. You can stick around for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker. I'll be back Wednesday. I got to come up with something for Wednesday. I have a thread I might do for Wednesday, but I didn't write it down, and I don't remember what it was. But I have it written. I have it in my phone. That's where I put it. I put it in my phone. So that'll be the show for Wednesday. It's a big surprise. So everybody have a good rest of your weekend. It's Sunday, I think. Isn't it Sunday? And I will see you on Wednesday. I got to get out there and bang them bushes this week and see if I can find some more cheap heat to put in my store. Maybe I'll do that, And then maybe a couple things. I got one record coming in the mail. It'll be here tomorrow. I'll show that next Sunday. It should be a really good one. Hopefully it's what they say it's being shipped. So we'll see. And I just sold a few things. I sold a DVD and I sold a record. So I should be able to get at least one record. Maybe I can get it in here quick to show you. Take care. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to shoot some videos. I got some video I just put on here from my trips this week. Trying to get this under 20 minutes. Be good out there. Take care and support those troops. And I will see you. I will see you when? I will see you on Wednesday, right? That's when the picker will be back. I don't want to leave, apparently. Take care. Bye for now.